up, you guys? Today I will be showing you how I made my spaghetti that I had in my previous video. So I'm just going ahead and cutting up some onions. I'm using two big onions and I'm cutting them up in rather small pieces. You don't necessarily have to cut them this way. I'll just put that in a bowl. You don't necessarily have to cut them this way, but I like mine's a bit smaller so they can cook faster, in my opinion. I don't know if that's true, but that's just how I feel. But if you like your onions cut up in any other way, that's totally fine. You can do that as well, but this is just how I'm cutting them up. So I'm just gonna continue cutting this last piece up, and then we'll go ahead put that in a bowl as well. Also, we got some garlic, so I'm using this presser so I get small fine pieces because I want them to like disappear in my spaghetti, so I don't like big chunks. So I just use this presser and get those really small pieces. And also don't forget to get all of the things out there because we don't want to waste anything. So now that you've prepared your onion and garlic, go ahead and put some oil in your pan. Make sure your oil is hot before putting the onions in. And when you put your onions in, make sure you really let them cook, because if you just put your meat in when the onion is still too raw, I feel like it doesn't taste as good. So I let my onions cook for a bit. I don't have it on too high heat, like a medium high heat. So as you guys can see, the onions are getting a bit softer. They're starting to brown up a little bit, so I'm just letting them cook a bit longer so we'll get that brown look. Just stir that around and make sure it doesn't burn. You guys can see that, right? It's getting soft, so we'll add our meat. I'm just using some regular ground beef. It was still a little frozen, so I'm trying to chop it up. And it's also important that you let your meat cook. You can also use other kinds of meats. You don't have to use beef. You can use chicken or like pork or whatever that you like. Some people put vegan stuff in there, so that's totally okay. You can do it exactly as you please. I'm really going in on that meat. It's starting to get a little brown, so we'll just continue letting it cook. The important thing is that you don't stress the process because it takes time to cook. So let the meat have the time to cook, because if you stress it, it might not turn out the way that you want it to do. And also, if you look closely, you can see that water. You don't want that. So you need to cook your meat until all that water is gone and you can hear like the meat cook with the oil instead. Let's get into the seasonings. I'm using some cumin because I love the taste and the look of it, and also some black pepper. I like my food spicy. I use some chili flakes as well because that gives it an extra kick, and also some paprika. I put a lot of paprika in because it gives color and a good taste, and also some cayenne pepper because it also adds to the heat that I want, and also some onion powder and some salt. Now you don't have to use the amounts that I'm using. I'm just going by eye and how I like it. If you like more or less of the ingredients that I've put, you can do that, or even add or take some out. It's completely up to you. Now that we got our seasonings in, it's time for the garlic. So I just make a little place for the garlic to stir fry before mixing it with the meat. This is something that my mother taught me to do, so I've tried to do it without and to do with this way, and I feel like it tastes a lot better if you like put it on the side with the oil before mixing it with the meat. And I also do it with my tomato paste, so I just take whatever I'm using and putting it on the side with the oil first. So this way the tomato paste can cook with the oil before mixing it with the meat, so you don't get that raw tomato taste, you know. So now you just go ahead and mix that up. Mix all the flavors in good so it's an even taste all over. Now just go ahead and mix that up. You want all the flavors going all through your meat. So, and I also put some sambal oblek. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that right, probably not, but this helps with the spiciness of the food. I like it pretty spicy, so I enjoy having that in, but that's not a must. So if you don't like too spicy food, you can skip that. And I also put a packet of tomato. This is some pre-crushed tomatoes that I just bought. Usually it's enough with putting one in, but since I wanted to do like a creamier and more sauce to it, I add a second one. So I just might add my second one and mix that together and let it cook on medium heat. And I also put some tomato ketchup in it because I feel like it gives it a sweeter taste. So if you haven't tried with ketchup, definitely do, because it does give you a bit sweeter taste that I enjoy. And always taste your food and see if there's something you like to add or if it's good. In this case, I needed a little more salt, so I'm gonna go ahead and put some salt in it because you don't want your food to be unsalted. So I'm just going ahead and mixing up my sauce again so I get the flavors all through. You can lower your heat to medium heat, and also I put some fresh parsley that I have just frozen. This gives it a fresh taste, and I like the taste, so I would just put some fresh parsley in there as well. So now that you've got all your flavors in there, you just put the lid on and let it cook. Taste it sometimes and see that it tastes good, and stir it around so it doesn't get stuck to the thing that you're using. And also cook your pasta while you're waiting, and when it's all done you just mix it up together and you'll have your pasta. Now I did forget to record when I was preparing the pasta and how I mixed it all together, but I hope that's okay because it's not that hard. You just boil the pasta, rinse the water out, and then mix the sauce together with the pasta, and you'll have what you see in front of you, okay? This pasta turned out really, really, really good, so you definitely need to try it out. So you guys, that's how I made my spaghetti from my previous video that I put on last Monday. So I hope that you really enjoy this recipe, and if you do, please let me know down below. And if there's anything that I could have done better, please do leave a comment down below and let me know, because I love to grow and I love to learn, and we learn the best from each other, okay? So I hope the recipe wasn't too hard to follow. I tried my best and I hope that you guys enjoyed it. So yeah, without further ado, leave a big thumbs up on this video, leave a comment down below, and also share this video with your friends so they'll know what's going on, okay? And also don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell next to the subscribe button and become a part of the family, okay? I'll see you guys on Friday, okay? Bye.